This is not a schoolgirl, this is the devil in disguise. The things that she does are so deranged, so unhinged, that we can hardly call her human anymore. So, let's start from the beginning, with this girl deciding to head back to the lobby early by jumping off this building. And in the last moments, she wanted to say sorry to her dad, who's the vice chairman of a huge company. Her jumping off the building was actually caused by extreme bullying. I mean, at this point, it could hardly be called that, because it was more like straight up assault. Like, what do you mean they made her eat cigarettes and walked on a leash like a dog? Why are these South Korean high schools just housing straight up supervillains? Anyways, the chairman then publicly announces that he will forgive the bullies, but he only does that because he thinks the law would be too light of a punishment. What he wants to do is much, much worse. He takes this North Korean defector and makes her a stepdaughter. And when I say that this girl is a literal monster, I mean it. Her real name is literally Karma. How are you named after the literal concept of consequence? And if you need more convincing, I'll just tell you what's wrong with her. She can't feel pain or shame, is described as a psychopath, has racked up a total of 13 murder cases in North Korea. Due to lab experiments, she has superhuman capabilities, and just beat up everyone in prison. She's described as a literal bioweapon. You know what? I don't think she's a defector. I think North Korea let her go. So let's move on to her first two victims, because the chairman is gonna send her to the schools of the bullies. So on her first day in school, she sees her getting bullied by one of the targets, and she makes her drink. Ew, you nasty trollop. Also talking about some I'll spread your nude photos. This girl's bullying was the least severe on the chairman's daughter. She only put her on a leash. Ah, so that's the least severe. Good to know. But Karma is instructed to hold herself back and to not completely obliterate them for at least a week. So she lets herself get hit after standing up for the bullied girl. But getting hit makes her slightly mad. So she completely disregards what the chairman said, provokes her, and then completely destroys her with one punch. Her lackeys try to help, but she dodges because she has Ultra Instinct, ties this one up with her own hair, and then repeatedly smashes her head against the desk. Did she just curb stomp her? People don't die so easily, she says while smashing in the back of her head with her foot. And then she gets put into a locker. After that, she walks on the main bully like Yuji did to Mahito. Whole time I had the "Where you go, I go, what you see, I see" song in my head. Yo, what is this run? She then beats her senseless. Yo, I don't think this is a fight. It's just an execution. And Karma is so ecstatic after beating her up. I've never seen so much joy on her face before. But this was not a fair fight to begin with. She's just a freak of nature. She was punching holes in sandbags. She even has the demon bag from Baki. And in order to not face any consequences, she harms herself with cigarettes. So the bully, Yujin, runs to her big bro. And he's like, is she hot? And after seeing her, he agrees to help his sister. You damn super senior. Out here hunting for freshmen. Oh, and he's a literal predator. He even got charges. And he's called Jin Woo? Yo, that's not the Shadow Monarch. So the brother and his friends jump her after school. And to be honest, a lot of what they're saying feels so generic. It's like skipping through NPC dialogue. She beats the first few guys easily. And the explanation for that? She can manually control her adrenaline, which makes her have incredible strength, as to where she can easily knock people out. But that alone wouldn't be enough. She also has dynamic vision, making her opponents seem slower. What else? What about superhuman reaction time? This is like me making up superpowers as a kid so my character won't lose. Yo, she just crushed his balls. What do you mean she's gone? Did she just flash step? They're just making shit up now. Cause what do you mean? Her leg strength is so strong it made her seem like she teleported. And her one weakness, getting thrown to the ground? It doesn't matter because the only martial art she's actually talented at is jujitsu. She then breaks his arm and says, I have an idea. What if I broke all your other limbs too? And she proceeds to do just that. Folded this man like a pretzel. This hypes her up a lot. So she proceeds to pop one of his testes. Yo, nah, she's a certified nutcracker. She says that she has done this a lot. So after seeing this, Yujin and her lackeys ran away. And Karma just disappears. They are making her seem like she's Batman. Karma then hits her with a scooter. Yo, she's rearranging her face on the pavement. Yujin then admits that she was planning to blackmail Karma with nudes of her. Karma then has an idea and asks them to take their clothes off or they get beat. Oh no, that's not. Anyways, so now Karma is blackmailing them. Now, because Karma acted preemptively, the chairman can't follow his original plan. So she gets jumped by his security. He says, let's have a daughter-father chat while pointing a loaded gun at her head. In the original plan, the siblings were supposed to be sent to a remote island, where they would have been tortured for 200 hours by Karma, and then on the way back, they would have sunk the boat. Okay. So the chairman then asks Karma to explain herself. Karma says torturing them via pain isn't enough. They need humiliation. So the chairman agrees to let her act however she wants for now. Look at this dude. This is his face while watching a teenager get ball busted. He is in pure joy. I'm actually scared for the other bullies, because their bullying was the least severe, and the chairman wanted to do that to them. What are they gonna do to the others? The next bully is the class president, and she tries to get the jump on Karma by attacking her with acid in the lab. Yo, they have analyzed every aspect of these kids. Like, the chairman knows everything about them. Like her being a Taekwondo champion and all. You're a literal D1 hater talking about crushing some school kids. Oh, and again she flash steps. Did she just create a sonic boom with her swing? After image? Yeah, no, of course she can create after images because she's so fast. I mean, this is just not fair. You're having these high schoolers fight an Avengers level threat, throwing her across the room like she's some sort of doll. The president is genuinely fearing for her life. At least she did some damage to her, like breaking a few bones. But Karma just seems unbothered by it because she can't feel pain. And she was about to use her as a cleaning rag for the acid. But the teachers broke down the door beforehand. Karma then brings a crab to school and makes it pinch her in class. And the teachers can't do anything because the school board is corrupt. And Karma's stepdad is too influential. We then see the class president meet up with her boyfriend. And Karma sees they were stalking them on a tree. So she creates Project NTR. She will try and seduce the boyfriend of the class president. Integrating hentai text here revenge is next level. So she accidentally runs into the boyfriend. And bro is about to fall under zero pressure. But he takes his girlfriend's side. And when Karma brings up how the class president used to put out cigarettes on people and make people eat live cigarettes, he gets mad and accuses her of being a liar. So Karma sets up a confrontation where the class president reveals her violent side. And unbeknownst to the class president, her boyfriend was watching. And it's also revealed that the chairman's daughter didn't even take her own life. She was forced to jump off. Her boyfriend is like really hurt now. So she talks about her past to fake trauma bond with him. The flashback is actually true, but it's only revealed later. It's about how she was experimented on by her own father and about her wanting to be praised for enduring the pain. And that's part of the reason why she's an attention seeker now. So now he thinks this is some Disney movie where she becomes his Barbie. Like, bro, you are not Ken. Then to end Project NTR, Karma makes the class president watch her kiss her boyfriend in the night sky. And she gets slightly agitated. But the things that the bullies did to the chairman's daughter, making her eat and puke up cigarettes so she won't die, and even forcing her to jump off a building. Like, all she did was stand up to a bully. How does this equate to the bullies doing all that? So Karma then cooks up something for the class president. She makes these little balls, brings them to school, forces the class president into the gym, shoves this hose down the president's esophagus, and empties all 6 bottles of these balls in her stomach. Could have phrased that better. Karma then says, did you know people can die from eating dried seaweed because it expands and can burst the stomach? Talking about bursting stomachs. Yes, she emptied 6 bottles of compressed dry seaweed into her. She proceeds to vomit 56 times in 3 minutes. But Karma then says that's not enough, because the chairman's daughter vomited at least 100 times. So after all is said and done, she vomited 382 times in 35 minutes. Oh yeah, no, reasonable reaction. I would have also lost the will to live after having that done to me. The siblings are then publicly humiliated. Her being forced to cosplay as a dog and having her nudes leaked, and him having his destroyed balls revealed on live in front of like half the school. The brother is then sprint stabbed in the jugular vein. And first I thought he was dead, but no, death isn't enough of a punishment. While he's still conscious, this doctor performs surgery and takes his balls. We then see that Eugen is harming herself. The mother and the father are pretty mad, so they drive over to a news station. But a truck purposely drives into them and kills the mother on impact and leaves the dad half alive. This was part of the plan. Yo, I don't know, I think this is like maybe a bit too far. Like, are we the bad guys? Like, yeah, he was kinda slimy, but otherwise he was just a concerned father. But the chairman doesn't care. He says the reason as to why he's doing this is because he made the chairman's daughter be officially known as a slut through court rule. I don't know what that means, and I don't care. Yeah, so he gets packed up. So he then shows up to the funeral of Eugen's parents. The siblings are now billions of won in debt because of a plot point I haven't explained. But pulling up to the funeral of the guy that you just packed up is crazy work. Oh yeah, wait, I forgot about you. Yeah, she's terrified now because people died. Karma then tracks her down and forces her to go to this ice cream shop where she tricks the president into eating glass shards. And the ice is almost fully made up out of glass. Karma then says that she either has to eat the entire ice or she'll distribute the video of her saying that they made the chairman's daughter jump off every time she starts a new life. So she eats the ice and dies. Now for season 2, we're introduced to her. She's a bully posing as a debt collector. Basically, her family member has introduced hyper-surveillance to the city and she bullies this guy's family and even goes for Grammy, ma. Nah, she needs to go. So Karma transfers to her school and on her first day she tries to seduce her boyfriend. So the bully, Kang Ah-yoon, goes insane and orders her to get jumped. And Karma's just laughing, asking if that's the best she can do. And Karma just starts ulting to get away. But before a fight can break out, Kang Ah-yoon needs to go to her uncle and she asks him to put Karma 6 feet under. That's kinda excessive. He refuses. The next day, Karma's bullied even harder. Because for the whole school day, she's tied up with a rope. And because Karma needs to go to the toilet, she sits on the bully's lap and pisses on her. What? You know what? I'm just gonna gloss over that. Kang Ah-hyun then asks Karma to eat noodles off the floor, and Karma obliges, saying that people in North Korea would wish to have this luxury, and then calling her a racist after messing with the food even more. She then tries to force feed her the food, but Karma doesn't want to, so she bites down on her finger and almost snaps it off. So this alerts the uncle and gets him to show up in school, but Karma's prepared and tries to blackmail him using video evidence, and it actually works. And that's the latest chapter for now. So overall, a Sense of Amusement knows exactly what it is. It's ridiculous, it over-exaggerates. Unlike a lot of other revenge stories, it doesn't really try to take a moral high ground. Sometimes it still feels a bit iffy, but I still had fun reading it. So it's like a 7 out of 10 Kiarus. Oh, and by the way, I actually have a Twitter now. Link in the description.